It's a pleasure to have you join me on this virtual journey. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you join us as we uncover the secrets of TST-CF Express. TST Solutions L.P. doing business as TST-CF Express is a Canadian less-than-truckload LTL freight carrier located in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. TST-CF offers nationwide Canadian service and partners with US-based LTL carrier Saia to provide international services to and from the United States. TST-CF Express is a subsidiary of TFI International, a Canadian transportation conglomerate and Canada's largest LTL business and trucking fleet. TST-CF Express was the result of the 2020 merger of two TFI subsidiaries, TST Overland Express and Canadian Freightways. Get ready for a thought-provoking discussion as we delve into company and its impact on our understanding. TFI International is a Canadian transport and logistics company based in Montreal, Quebec. It operates across Canada through 4 business segments. It has Canada's largest and ranked 14th in terms of revenue in 2005 among North American LTL carriers. However, more recent lists such as state's largest trucking companies coping with tough economy. Free online library suggest it may be closer to top 5 2010 first revenue transfers $466.10 million versus 5th ranked US company $359.90 million. Its trucking fleet consists of 6,700 power units and 12,000 trailers. 2/3 of its business comes from operations in Eastern Canada while the rest is from Western Canada. The company's main source of growth has been complete takeovers. It holds no stakes in other companies of smaller trucking companies, 35 since 1992, which are then made into subsidiaries, though more recently organic growth contributed to the 53% rise in freight in the first half of 2010. In December 2010, Transforce will enter the US market when it agreed in principle to purchase Dallas-based Dynamics with a $248 million takeover offer. In the 12 months leading up to October 31, 2010, Dynamics made $418 million in revenue, about a quarter as much as Transforce. The company has 1,685 power and trailing equipment and covers 10 Canadian provinces and 50 US states. As we progress through this video, let's shift our attention towards history and uncover its hidden depths. 1928, the organization was founded as Woodstock Transport by Samuel Axelrod, operating between Woodstock and Toronto, Ontario. 1935, interests purchased by Norman Celsius, Skill of Woodstock, Ontario, and the name changed to Skill Transport Limited. 1945, interests purchased by Robert G. Thompson, Toronto. 1950, the name of the company was changed from Skill Transport to the Overland Express Limited. 1951, interests purchased by Robert D. Grant and Associates, Toronto, Ontario. Mr. Thompson continued as president, while Mr. Grant took over the position of general manager. 1954, the Overland Express, along with Consolidated Truck Lines, were the first carriers to bring in bond freight into the Mid-Continent Sufferance Warehouse on the Queensway in Toronto. 1956, Overland Express purchased Reed Transport, who operated between the Windsor, Detroit, and Sarnia Port Huron, thus establishing its first U.S. operations. 1957, after a lengthy and costly Interstate Commerce Commission (ICC) hearing, Overland Express was granted operating authority between Ontario and Buffalo, New York. 1963, Mulls Transport was purchased, extending the operating territory north of Toronto into the town of Brampton. 1964, Overland took delivery of its first computer at its head office in Woodstock, Ontario. It was Remington Rand Card Reader, tabulating machine. 1970, Woods Transport and Cartage Offshore Limited was purchased, extending the operating authority east out of Toronto into offshore. 1971, Overland was again on the move. This time it was to Main 8 Drive in a new industrial area in northeast Mississauga, the site of its existing Toronto terminal. 1972, in a major takeover, Overland purchased Western Freight Lines Limited of Chatham, Ontario, one of its largest direct competitors in the Southwest Ontario market. The two companies merged operations, and the name was changed to Overland Western Limited. 1973, TNT Altrans of Sydney, Australia acquired Overland Western through a purchase of its shares. 1982, on May 14, 1982, OLEX was introduced to service emergency LTL shipments on an expedited door-to-door basis in small vans and straight trucks. TNT Overland Express opens the back door for its first direct service BONDLINER program out of Chicago, Illinois. 1983, the second BONDLINER market was opened in Ohio. In July 1983, Overland Express, in a joint project with US Customs and General Motors, was the first Canadian motor carrier to electronically transmit customs clearance data via the US Customs ACCEPT system, which facilitated virtual pre-clearance of parts from Canadian vendors destined to General Motors manufacturing facilities in the US. 1984, it was decided that the company slipped in the back door just in time, so JIT Inc. was formed to meet just-in-time inventory demands in the international and US domestic markets. A third major BONDLINER program was launched between the US Eastern Seaboard and Southern Ontario. 1985, Overland acquired Dominion Consolidated Truck Lines. 1986, in January, another BONDLINER was successfully launched, this time linking the states of California, Arizona, and Nevada to Ontario and the rest of eastern Canada. In October, the TXAS BONDLINER was successfully launched. This introduced Texas and western Louisiana to Overland's system. 1987, in March, TNT Overland Express acquired Robin Transport. On June 1, TNT Champlain Sept Isles merged operations with Overland Express, creating TNT Overland Express, thereby extending Overland's coverage throughout the province of Quebec. At the time, TNT Overland Express claimed to be the largest auto parts carrier in Canada, with General Motors of Canada as its largest customer. In addition to the parent brand, the carrier comprised 4 subsidiaries: Just in Time, OLEX, Taxi Truck, and Robin. 1988, Overland signed partnership with Red Star. 1996, TNT Overland Express parent TNT is acquired by KPN. 1997, management buyout of the company from KPN. 2000, joins ExpressLink partnership with Lakeville Motor Express LME, GI Trucking, and Estes Express Lines. 2009, a recipient of the Schneider Logistics Carriers of the Year Award. TST received the Lowe's Service Award each year, including Platinum in 2009 and 2010 and Gold in 2012 and 2015. 2020, TST Overland Express merged with sibling TFI subsidiary Canadian Freightways to form TST-CF Express. Your feedback helps me improve, so please take a moment to leave a comment or review.